because United's Pogba looks set to miss the remainder of 2021. He's picked up this thigh injury on international duty. What does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. He's going to be out for between 6 and 8 games, potentially missing 2 Champions League group games and up to 10 Premier League matches. Out between 6 to 8 weeks, I should say. Now, that's a lot of football, and that takes him into a period of time that's suddenly going to become crucial. In other words, has Pogba played his last game for United?
Potentially. Obviously, we know he's got, 8 months left in his contract at Manchester United.
Yeah, he wouldn't be back until January. So that's the same point that he could sign pre-contract terms with a club overseas.
Yeah, Ollie doesn't need it, does he? He's got a lot of problems at Manchester United at the moment. One of his better players being injured. You can't blame Pogba for picking up an injury. I think it's probably one of them things for a footballer in your career you look back at and it's one of the most frustrating times. You can't help your teammates, whether it's the national team or your domestic team, Manchester United. But what I would say is the pendulum has swung now with Paul Pogba. I think you look at the power that he now has and Riola, his manager, regarding his future. And for me, I'm just going to say I wouldn't be surprised if a deal's already done. I think there's been huge rumours of him going to Real Madrid. I wouldn't be surprised if the basis of that deal has already been agreed.
Yeah.
And in January that'll either be released or he may give the opportunity to Manchester United to sell him early so he can go and get some early sunshine and say we'll go 50-50, so it's 40 million quid I go for, I'll take 20, you take 20. That's how powerful a position Paul Pogba is now in at Manchester United.
What do you think the best route here is for the owners of Manchester United regarding Pogba, Simon? What's the best end to the story, the best end game?
Route for the owners with Paul Pogba was to ship him out a long time ago. He's been at Manchester United for 5 years. This situation over, maybe if he didn't get himself sent off for ridiculous challenges in the last 2 or 3 games, he might have been useful for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. This situation is beyond his control, but his agent has been agitating for some time. I would, with Manchester United's power and control over their own finances, I would want him away in January. I don't think he's brought enough to the side over the 143 games he's played over the last 5 years for them.
You'd sell him.
Yeah, I would sell him for as much as I could possibly get for him, because I don't think in the great scheme of things, unless you're going to do for Pogba what Juventus did for him, which is give players around him that enable him to play the way he wants to and gives him the freedom to be immature on the ball or risk orientated. If you put players around him that are going to be able to give him that stage to play on, then Pogba will be a useful asset. But over 5 years, 2 different managers or 3 different managers that have had Pogba in their charge, no one can sit here and say to me and convince me that they've got their money's worth from Pogba. So you're now sat at a situation where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has his I actually think it's a godsend. I think it takes one less problem off the table. Managing Pogba, having to legislate for Pogba, having to explain Pogba, having to deal with Pogba is not an issue for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So it's one less problem off the table for the next 2.5 months. And he can focus, if he's there still, which I suspect he probably will be, he can focus on what he needs to do to try and arrest the challenges that United have, because they'll go and probably win the next game out, then they'll play a big side, get their heads handed to them again, and around we'll go in this ever-decreasing circle. So my view is, with the Pogba situation, United commercially, Jim, United bought him for 90 million quid. He's been there for 5 years. He's on their balance sheet for about 8 million quid now. So if they sell him, theoretically, they're going to lose £8 million in profits, because he's already been written down, or £15 million in profits has already been written down over the last 5 or 6 years economically. Of course, pound note wise, it's about what you can get from him in an open marketplace.
Yes.
But no one's going to buy Pogba for a big bag of money in January in a fluid season. There's no need for it. You just sit there and go, I'll wait.
Yeah, sure.
And Pogba's not going to go anywhere else, because his agent's going to say, you'll have all of that dough.
Yeah,
in your contract.
You see, Darren is a big Manchester United fan, regularly gets in touch. He's with Simon on this. Pogba being injured is a blessing for United. He hasn't been consistent for years. Hopefully, might give a chance for Sancho, Lingard, Van de Beek even to get in the team instead. A chance for others. Trevor, it's your belief, am I right in this? We might not see him in a Manchester United shirt again then.
Possibly, yeah. I think there's a good chance that could happen. It depends on Paul Pogba. For me, you listen to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer talk about him. He's a good influence in the changing room. He's never been a problem. He's very professional. So you have to take that as the truth. But reading between the lines, I just feel that maybe it'll be a good riddance of Paul Pogba, because, Simon's just mentioned it, 143 games over 5 years. He's not really produced the level of consistency and the greatness and the star quality that Manchester United expected a £90 million player to cost.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.